Have you ever wondered why there is so much conflict in our world? The Bible explains that the source of this conflict is far deeper than a physical struggle between two opponents. It has its origin in something far more important, the battle for your heart and mind. In the Bible, we're introduced to the main combatants of this spiritual battle between good and evil. The Bible uses the term God to describe the source of all that is good, and Satan, which literally means the adversary, as anything that is opposed to God or the good. In the Bible, we also see the terms dragon and serpent. Both these are images of pride, deceit, and destruction and are used to describe this powerful force to resist God's truth in our lives. Satan is the lie that promises freedom through independence and happiness through self-satisfaction. But both ideas initially sound good, but in the end, they deny access to the greatest living force in our universe, love, which in turn leads to the most destructive force in the universe, death. So the obvious question then in response to this is, if God is so good, why does he even allow Satan to exist? The Bible explains that because God is love and love requires choice, the choice has always existed to either follow or reject love. So why would anyone rebel against God's love? Well, the reason is actually simple. To follow God or the good requires submission and compliance. And there are forces at work that are opposed to this. Pride sets itself up against this need to follow God's order. And so the soldiers in this conflict on God's side are called angels, and on Satan's side are called demons. And demons take all kinds of forms, representing the evil we wrestle against. We characterize this reality when we say things like, I am fighting my demons. By stating this, we are articulating that there are attitudes, vices, and actions that will destroy your mind, heart, and even your body. It's our way of explaining the darkness inside of us, the darkness we all battle. The Bible explains that these two kingdoms are in conflict with each other, and it's why the world is in turmoil. But when it looks hopeless and it seems as though evil is winning, the Bible also reminds us that the kingdom of God will ultimately win, that we do not need to give in to fear or hopelessness because we know that God is fighting to restore all things back to their intended purpose. So our response is to be patient in endurance, in resisting the evil influences in this world, and by being freedom fighters for the good. The Bible reminds us that we will be tempted to pursue power and personal gain, but we must resist these things because in the end they will lead to death. It is a reminder that we should choose God's love because his love is the only thing that will win. Jesus said it this way in John 16:33. He said, I've told you these things so that you may have peace. In this world, you are going to have trouble because we are fighting dark forces. But take heart, I have overcome the world. And so you need to know that there is a spiritual battle. It is real, but we are not defenseless, that there is a God who is greater. And when we choose to walk in his love, we win, not only in our hearts and minds, but in the message that we bring everywhere we go. And understanding and living in this is truly a stepping stone to becoming who God has created you to be.